Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we are going to go back to Sina drums, or Sina the drummer, really, who was the same person who got caught by Led Zeppelin and and temporarily blocked from having done an entire album cover of Led Zeppelin 4, but got it unblocked. We have a video on that, and I'll leave it in the cards. Really interesting story. Anyway, it's back up, and we looked at 4 Sticks last time, and we wanted to look at one more off of this particular video, since we never do Led Zeppelin, because it can be so tricky to do it. I know, yes, a lot of channels get away with it, but it's dicey, and we just don't want to take the risk. She also does a lot of other artists, and we liked the first one a lot, so hopefully we like this one just as much, and if we do, we may just go ahead and see what else she has in her catalog. She has lots of old classic rock favorites of ours that I think would be a lot of fun to watch, because not only is it entertaining to hear her covered, but we can see what she's doing. And with 4 Sticks, we actually learned quite a bit about what John Bonham was doing during the sessions for the album, because she studied it carefully and then carried it out for us. And she's got a foot cam here too, so we can see what her feet are doing with each pedal, which is great. So, Adrian, any thoughts ahead before we look at this?
Oh, man, I'm just looking forward to seeing this. I mean, after seeing 4 Sticks, that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Black Dog is another good one.
Yeah. To be clear, we know the song, but we are curious, particularly to learn a little bit more about what Bonham was doing. You know, these are kind of questions we always had but never asked. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's go ahead and check this out, and we will discuss after.
All right.
Hey, mama said the way you move gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. The way you shake that thing gonna make you burn, gonna make you stay. Hey, baby,
All right. Well, what thoughts, Adrian?
Flawless drumming. It's incredibly faithful to the original song, and that takes some talent. And by that, I mean a lot.
Yeah, it takes talent and also a lot of concentration and study, which she did. She did some excellent research. I mean, I'm listening to the album many, many times, no question about it. And what makes it really pretty impressive to me is I believe this album was recorded before people used click tracks as a regular thing in the studio. I think that came a little bit later, and these early rock and roll albums that we all love so much did not have click tracks, so they had varying tempos and things changing up. I mean, one famous example of tempos varying quite a bit and changing speed is Stairway to Heaven, as a matter of fact, later on this album. There's a few different, depending on where you are in the song, the tempos change quite a bit. But here, they're not exactly perfect either, and it's pretty likely to me that they're not using a click track here. I think that would probably have been an absurd idea to these guys at the time because of the way that they kind of pull every last little drop of, I don't know, emotion out of these tracks, I guess. I don't know. It varies a little bit. And I don't know. This is the one track of Led Zeppelin that I always listen to and think it's a little sloppy at times just because there is no click track. And there seems to be a little bit of disagreement between Jimmy and Bonham having to do with what the tempo actually is in certain spots, particularly at the top of the song. And I can show you what I mean if you want. Let me pull this back up and I'll show you. Listen to the guitars and the drums. Did you catch what I was talking about there? They're just,
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not quite, they're not quite aligned. They're a little off. And it happens a few other spots in the same section of the song, like this particular area of the song. And that's because they don't have a click track. And they probably like the performance enough at this point. They're like, yeah, it works. And, maybe we can even have it be a little bit off and it's fine, And I think it actually is fine. Like, I've always noticed it, but it's never made me, I've never been disgusted. Oh, I've got to shut this song right off or anything. I've just noted like, oh yeah, it's a little off there. I don't know. I wonder what happened. That's it. They don't use click tracks. And sometimes you take the take that you like. I can tell there's more than one guitar going on. There had to have been a live component to this recording because they weren't going to do one at a time if there's no click track. That's the thing. Like these days, a lot of bands will go in and they'll record one instrument at a time. You can only do that if you've got a click track. Otherwise, forget about it. It's not going to come out. It's just not. So they had to have actually performed this, and then Jimmy layered more guitars on top of it. Because there's definitely more than one track of guitar. There may be several, like 3 or 4, or, So I thought this was a good time to mention that since we're going over the song. It doesn't necessarily have to do with her performance, which was spot on,
Yeah. I mean, she's trying to cover John Bonham and doing it really well.
Yeah. And hitting the tempo, hitting the time that he actually performed it, even though it's not totally perfect. So she has done her homework, and bravo to her on this, actually. It really did sound nice, and I think I did learn a couple of things about what John was doing, with his feet in particular. That's always been the thing. I mean, back in 71, I mean, they did get a pretty good drum sound, but it's not as clear as all that. It's not that easy to just hear exactly what he's doing with the rest of the band going on. So it makes it a little bit trickier, but she definitely got it. So that's why I had questions even this many years later. So I'm glad she's doing this research. I'm glad that Zeppelin allowed her to put the video back up. And I'm just really glad to have seen this. So she has done lots of covers of bands that we have already looked at before on the channel, and including things like Deep Purple, I know. If you have a specific request for us, folks, leave it below, having to do with Sina, anything that she's done on her channel. We would definitely like to check out a little bit more. I mean, I've been aware of her existence, but I haven't really delved into her work that much before. I may have seen a video, just a random video somewhere, at some point. But I feel like we need to check out more. She seems to have pretty good taste, and it's also educational to watch her play. Yeah, so with that in mind, leave any of that below. Also, let us know what you thought of this particular video. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. Don't forget, we have a channel now, Modern Rock Talk, where we put all our interviews or interview reactions. Hopefully we'll do some interviews too at some point. All right. Thanks so much for joining us on this, and we will catch you on the next one, folks. Take care.
See you all later.